folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? My concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. Those who deny freedom to others, deserve it not for themselves. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me seemed insufficient for that day. Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is and the tree is the real thing. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. My father taught me to work, but not to love it. I never did like to work, and I don't deny it. I'd rather read, tell stories, crack jokes, talk, laugh, anything but work. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. I am in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. You cannot help people permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves. It is difficult to make a man miserable while he feels worthy of himself and claims kindred to the great God who made him. I don't know who my grandfather was, I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. When I get ready to talk to people, I spend 2/3 of the time thinking what they want to hear and 1/3 thinking about what I want to say. Be with a leader when he is right, stay with him when he is still right, but leave him when he is wrong. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be, do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. Hypocrite, the man who murdered his parents, and then pleaded for mercy on the grounds that he was an orphan. Honor to the soldier and sailor everywhere, who bravely bears his country's cause. Honor, also, to the citizen who cares for his brother in the field and serves, as he best can, the same cause. Die when I may, I want it said of me by those who knew me best, that I always plucked a thistle and planted a flower where I thought a flower would grow. Let no feeling of discouragement prey upon you, and in the end you are sure to succeed. Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. If friendship is your weakest point, then you are the strongest person in the world. That some should be rich shows that others may become rich, and hence is just encouragement to industry and enterprise. Let not him who is houseless pull down the house of another, but let him labor diligently and build one for himself, thus by exam. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. I don't like to hear cut and dried sermons. No, When I hear a man preach, I like to see him act as if he were fighting bees. Upon the subject of education, not presuming to dictate any plan or system respecting it, I can only say that I view it as the most important subject which we as a people can be engaged in. Education does not mean teaching people what they do not know. It means teaching them to behave as they do not behave. I remember my mother's prayers, and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. I do the very best I can. I mean to keep going. If the end brings me out all right, then what is said against me won't matter. If I'm wrong, 10 angels swearing I was right won't make a difference.